back in late October, I did a video on the new message of Our Lady of Akita. At the time, I expressed some skepticism of the message due to it being basically unconfirmed and reported on the internet exclusively. Since then, various trustworthy sources say that they have been in contact with people near and dear to Sister Agnes, and given the state of the world since the apparition is reported to have appeared, I'm really no longer skeptical. So I admit it, I was wrong. That having been said, I don't regret taking the stance that I did because, frankly, you have to be careful about rumors heard on the internet, which is well known as a wretched cesspool of misinformation. Always use caution with dealing with internet rumors, and that'll still be my position going forward. But if you're not familiar with the message of Akita that occurred last fall, let's go over it again. Plus, there have been some updates from the obscure news source that initially broke the story. They've offered a new translation, so we'll use that. The story was initially reported on WQPH Radio's website on October 27, 2019. Like I said, it came from a rather obscure source. Some context about the message of Sister Agnes. She is now 88 years old and suffers from a lot of health afflictions, including broken ribs and a tumor in the neck, so keep her in your prayers, please, though that tumor has allegedly recently been miraculously healed by a priest. She is in contact with others on the outside world, despite her having been moved from Akita to a more remote convent location. If you want to see what Akita looks like these days, The Remnant had a good video on it last fall. It's really depressing. She urged those, though, in contact with her to share this message widely. So here it is again. It is worth noting also that a massive typhoon hit Japan in October from the 4th to the 20th of that year, which includes the anniversary of the original Akita message, which occurred on October 13th, 1973, and which was itself the 56th anniversary of the Miracle of the Sun in Fatima, Portugal, which happened on October 13th, 1917. Now the message of Sister Agnes. On Sunday, October 6th at 3:30 a.m. in Akita, Japan, the same angel appeared before me, Sister Agnes, as from 30 years ago. The angel first told me, again, Sister Agnes, something private. The good thing to convey to everyone, she says, is cover in ashes, and please pray the penitential rosary every day. You, Sister Agnes, become like a child, and every day please give sacrifice. Two of her handlers, Miss S, was asked by Sister M, may I tell everyone about this? Which, when asked, per Sister M, she was told okay by Sister Agnes, so that's the person who leaked the message. Also, please pray that I, Sister Agnes, may be able to be like a child and give sacrifice, is what she told her handlers. So, there you go. I'm certain you're familiar with the original account of Our Lady of Akita. If not, here's the quick version. I have a full video on it if you're interested. It's not hard to find on my channel. In 1973 and beyond, a series of strange events surrounding a convent started happening in Akita, Japan. It involved a statue of Our Lady modeled after the statue of the Lady of All Nations shedding human tears, and Sister Agnes having visits by an angel and Our Lady. Her blindness was at the time miraculously healed. She had been stricken blind. The message, which was approved by first her bishop and then reinforced by Cardinal Ratzinger at the Vatican, speaks of a time of cardinals against cardinals, bishops opposing bishops, all culminating with fire falling from the sky. Later, when asked about the message and if it was similar to the third secret of Fatima, Cardinal Ratzinger said it was functionally the same message as at Fatima. That is important context for our times, and especially when considering the message of Fatima and the message of Akita as the backdrop for our current situation. The message of Akita occurred on the anniversary, again, of the Fatima Miracle of the Sun, as I said earlier. Now, we had a message near the 102nd anniversary of the Fatima Miracle warning that the time had come to put on ashes and presumably sackcloth. What happened then and what's happened since? Well, let's review. October 4th, Feast of St. Francis of Assisi, the enthronement of the pagan idol of Pachamama in the Vatican Gardens, later followed by a triumphal procession of the demonic idol into the basilicas, including St. Peter's. So this was happening right when the new revelation came. Little R revelation. Paganism has returned to Rome, as various prophecies attest. Following that, the whispers of a strange crisis began to come out of the Middle Kingdom, the heart of the country that the Vatican made a deal with, that betrayed the faithful and recognized false bishops of the Communist Party as being official, and the Communist Party's false ape of the Church being recognized as the official church in the Middle Kingdom. Those whispers of the current crisis began in November and picked up steam, spreading across the world, with the most severely afflicted places being Italy and the Middle Kingdom, and then the Moloch-worshipping capital of the United States. Following that, international tensions have begun to increase. The Middle Kingdom blames America, Russia backs the claims of the Middle Kingdom, and the Middle Kingdom sells faulty equipment for the crisis to various European countries. The global economy goes from booming to bust in a matter of days in an unprecedented collapse. Students of history know that if this continues, there is only one place this leads. And for that, see my video this coming week on the prophecies of what comes next. This was meant to be a short video, in keeping with the sort of new tradition I've started of having a second video available on Saturdays. I wish I could have put this up during the week instead of on Holy Saturday and made it a little longer, but if anything, I hope this has motivated you to pray in earnest to our Lord for peace and to do acts of penance, to put on ash. I know it's kind of a weird thing to tell you the night before Easter, so be thinking about what kind of acts of penance you can do moving forward. Things are getting strange, and they may only get stranger from here moving on. Thanks again to those who support this channel. They had access to this video early, and their support and feedback is always priceless to me. Thank you for listening, and please pray for the church and for our fallen world. Happy Easter, everyone. Ave Maria.